Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, strap yourselves in. It's time for your Tilton Talk Show.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Happy Monday and happy transfer deadline day. We are the Tilton Talk Show, sponsored by AMG Logistics, with myself, Paul Hipkiss, the one and only Claire Wheeldon.
Good evening.
I'm getting used to it now, Claire. That rolled off the tongue.
I know, I am as well. I've just been at work and everyone's been calling me Mrs. Wheeldon.
Lovely. Mr. Fixer Craig Courtney.
Good evening, everyone. I'm getting used to being called Mr. Fixer.
Mr. Fred Mark Adams.
Go on. Good evening, everyone. And I won't tell you what I'm getting used to being called.
Lined you up
well,
there.
I could think of a few. Billy No Mates, the Coventry one, Cell Block 21. You know, we can name a few more if you want to.
The Chairman Watson.
Pardon?
the Chairman Alan Watson.
Good evening, everybody.
It's like a well-oiled machine.
I'm happy as a pig in the proverbial.
And
I don't think.
And the one and only Mr. Chris Brown.
Good evening.
So a week for us to forget football-wise, I think, the last two games. If we were still playing Port Vale now, we probably wouldn't have scored, would we? But, you know, we'll sort of pick the bones out of that and then we'll come on to Leicester. So I'll start with my thoughts on Port Vale and then obviously we'll go around the room. So first and foremost, I thought 10 changes was a bit too much. I thought we'd make changes, but I didn't think we'd make 10 changes. But we did at the end of the day, and we thought that the team that we put out would have been good enough to beat Port Vale. But on the night, you know, credit to them. They came and did a job on us and they beat us 1-0 and we just didn't look like scoring. And when you put 10, you know, when you put make 10 changes and put like 11 players together that have never played together before, I think it's inevitable that, you know, it's not all going to go rosy, is it? But, you know, I just felt that for me, Beadle on the crosses is very uncomfortable, shall I say, which makes the fans uncomfortable, which makes the defence uncomfortable. And when a ball comes in the box, you know, the opposition can sense that as well. I was feeling against Port Vale and, you know, that's where the goal came from in the end, didn't it, Claire? And, you know, I think it was inevitable, wasn't it? It was coming, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, I thought 10 changes was a lot. You could tell that they hadn't played together. But then at the same time, aren't they playing for their place in the squad? Aren't they trying to force themselves into the first team? And unfortunately, the only player on Tuesday was Kumas, who played well on the wing.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Leicester in a minute. But I thought he was the only bright spark, really. And it's a shame because obviously Stano and everyone else had to come on and then he got injured. So it's a game that I think we all want to forget, to be honest. Yeah,
it was kind of feeling like the dark old days, shall I say, a bit, didn't it, that night? It was kind of like going back to 2016 or something, 17 or 18 when Steve Cottrell was here or Zola or something, or I was even waiting for Rooney to come and clap the fans at the end or something, you know what I mean? It felt a bit like that, but it's one game. It's one game. Let's not just get too disheartened and carried away with it all. We still had a good start to the season, and 2 wins and a draw and a defeat in the first 4 league games isn't too bad, is it, Mark Adams? It's not.
No, I mean,
not a bad start to the season, but we do need to hopefully go to Stoke a week on Saturday and get the 3 points to bounce back.
Yeah, I mean, looking at it, the cold light of day, 7 points is nothing to. I'd have took that in pre-season. I think we all would have done. Port Vale game, yeah, it was like a bunch of competition winners. It's like 10 lads who'd won competition before the game. But no, we didn't turn up, did we? It was like I say, Paul. It was like the old days. It was just a nothing game. It was a nothing performance, a nothing game. Like Claire said, I think Kumas was probably man of the match. I don't think he was amazing.
No,
he was a proper 6.5 out of 10 compared to everyone else who had 3s and 4s.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm disappointed we've gone out of the cup. I'm not heartbroken. I know everybody says that, but you just look across all the other scores on the night. We've got bigger fish to fry this season.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Leicester in a minute, 'cause that was equally disappointing. I just think I think the whole week's been a wake-up call for us fans, for the players and the manager as well. I mean, as much as I love Chris Davis, he's got to take some of that on the chin. As much we've praised him, we love him, we've praised him, but no, he's got to take some of the blame for the last 2 games, I think.
Yeah. I think we were the biggest scalp to go out of the League Cup until Grimsby obviously showed up against some team from up north, and that obviously took that away from us, which was nice to see, wasn't it, Alan? Really, because before that, I was thinking we were the biggest club getting knocked out.
Yes, that was a little bit of a saving grace. That I mean, you said all that needs to be said about the performance against Port Vale. I just annoyed that we had to play 2 nights later, and we couldn't afford to put a better side out. Having said that, I thought the new blokes that played, including Kumas was probably the best of a bad bunch, but the rest of them were shocking.
Yeah.
The centre forward, we've got 6'2" centre forward, and every time the ball went in the box, he's 15 feet from the ball. You're thinking, he should be, if he's not getting to the ball, he should be knocking the goalkeeper over at least. And he's standing there looking. And we've got 2 of them now. We've got Dykes as well. So we've got 2 of them standing there looking at the ball. I don't get the playing Laird on the left, especially when you appear to have a fullback who took his place at half time, who's fit. Well, he's the best left back we've got. So why shouldn't he play? And he didn't play again on Friday, which again, I'm a big fan of Les, but that must have been the worst. Friday was the worst game he's ever had for us. He didn't know where he was. Perhaps we owe Leicester a tick for saying, well, they spotted that weakness. Fine, okay, but it didn't need to happen. And I'm not getting very excited about transfer day because his record so far is not good. Nobody's done anything to say apart from Gray. I'll give you that. But we knew what Gray could do. We're not surprised by that. But I'm surprised that Kyogo is a non-event, really. Whether he's making runs and not getting the ball, I don't know. But we got people who we've also signed, like Tommy Doyle, who really hasn't pulled up any trees yet. He's had more games than just Tuesday and Friday, but I'm yet to see anything that says, "Wow, we got a good in here," and it's just disappointing. Would I settle for 7 points? No, not. I mean, we got cheated out of just 2 points the first game, and the referee allowed them to kick the shit out of out of Friday night. And a bloke that shouldn't have been on the field scored the second goal. Yeah, and we had Gray limping, hobbling along with a shoulder that we never even got a free kick for. Bloke kicked him up in the air and he fell on his shoulder. And we never even got a free kick for that. So anyway, that's me. I'm morose as hell, and I don't like it. 10th place, not good enough.
No. Let's see where we go now, obviously, in the next sort of 20 minutes. Hopefully we get one or two more players in. I think there might be a couple of outgoings as well. Obviously, do keep us updated on the chat as well, everyone, if you can, because we have got Sky Sports on in the background, but obviously we can't give it our undivided attention because we're obviously talking on here as well. So anything you see or hear, just let us know on the shout boxes, please, as well. We seem to have lost Craig. I don't know where he's disappeared to. I'll just come into him, but we'll keep going anyway. But yeah, Claire, Leicester, for me, we have the ball, don't we? We go we sideways, backwards. We go forward sometimes, and then we go backwards again. We just don't seem to. And going back to Alan's point on Kyogo, I think he does make good runs, and his movement's good, but he's just got no service, has he? There's nobody feeding him at all, and it's no good pumping high balls to him.
Yeah, I think Leicester was really disappointing. If you had said a point before the game, I think we would have all taken it.
Yeah.
I found that we're really slow in the build-up. The problem is at the moment, I feel like we're trying to play like Man City instead of Liverpool. And Man City are being caught out. And I just think that we are so methodical. We know exactly where it's going to go. So literally, I could tell you who it's going to go to at each point. Yeah. Which is great because all the players know what they're doing. And obviously that's what Chris Davies, how he wants to play. However, if you don't shoot, you're not going to score. And that's our problem. 14 shots on target in so many games, in about 6 games. Yeah. You're not going to win games a lot. And this was the problem last season. We had lots of the ball, but possession does not win you football matches. And I think we have to try and not change our style because possession football, I understand it. Just think we need to be quicker. And the thing is at the moment, he seems to like Willem on the right, which last season, that didn't work either.
Right, yeah.
And the thing is having Kumas in the middle. And if I was Tommy Doyle and I had Kumas come in after a week and he's playing in the 10 instead of me, I wouldn't be very happy about that. Now, obviously, Chris Davies sees them all the time. So he sees them in training, sees what he can do. But I'm surprised we didn't go with Tommy Doyle, who's got just a bit about him. He's got a bit of, oomph. He can keep the ball. We could have just secured that middle. Because Iwata probably had his worst game for us.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And I think our midfield really struggled. I would have started Anderson as well. I don't know what he's done wrong. I would have played the same team, obviously without Stano, that we played against Ipswich. Because Leicester are the calibre of Ipswich, maybe even better than them in a way.
Yeah.
I just think that we need to create more. We really lack that creativity in behind. I think fair play to Damari Gray because he was injured, but do you know what? He was our best player by far in the whole game. How he got all of the abuse he got for what he did for them, we were just going, what are they doing that for? Even I was looking at, because obviously went to the game, I was talking to you guys, I was talking to people who were watching on TV, and I then went on social media and I was like, I wonder what other fans are thinking. And all of them said if Birmingham had a proven goal scorer, they would win this league because the football was really good. I agree with you, Alan. I don't think Laird had his best game, but then at the same time, you got Damari Gray running with one arm, and I think around him, he didn't have the help or support. But then at the same time, we needed him to play because he had pace up against him. Obviously, for the goal, it was Pake and Laird who both didn't go for the ball. The positives are that we did play some good things. I'm not saying it's all negative, but I just think that it did humble us a little bit. I think that it brought everyone down to earth. I think if you said to us, the 7 points from the first 4 games, I would have bit your hand off for that. Hopefully we can get someone else in. I do think we need another striker as such. We just need to I agree with Davies, need to get that ball into the box a bit quicker. It was more disappointing than ever. I just think that we've now got a week where we've got a lot of our players don't go on international duty. Some of them do, but we've got a core that don't. And I just think that we need a plan B. Could we have, instead of putting Iwata as centre-back, could we have done something else? could it be that all of a sudden our formation changes for people like Leicester away? If I went Leicester away, I probably would have done 3-5-2. But I just think that, I don't know. I just think the possession football's great, but last season we struggled to create a lot. In this league, you have to, if you create something, you've got to shoot, you've got to score, because or else you will lose the game. And that's the worrying thing at the moment. Kyogo is making those runs. I do think that Leicester did sit back slightly, so he didn't have a lot of space behind, but he was making those runs, but they was passing it sideways and backwards. And I think we've got a core of a really good team, and I'm not trying to be really negative, but I just think that Friday opened everyone's eyes to little bits that we do need to improve on. But I just think that it's lovely having possession, but you've got to have a bit of pace and tempo, build the tempo with it, I think.
Yeah. I've got faith in them sorting it out. You know, Chris Davies and his staff, I think, you know, that they've got everything about them to get us where we want to get to. But like you say, we just need to improve in certain areas. And it's an uphill battle every week for me, though. We get one good ref probably in every 15 games in this division. That was last week against Oxford. We had a good ref against Oxford at home. But apart from that, in every game we've played, they've been absolutely awful. And no different Friday night at Leicester either. I mean, how he hasn't sent off their player, that Pereira, for the challenge on Kyogo.
Disgusting.
Yeah, absolutely.
We never saw that because we were blindsided because of where it was. We had the players in front, so none of us saw that. So everyone was messaging saying it was a red card. We all didn't know what had happened.
And like Alan said, the foul on Damari Gray when he hurt his shoulder as well, that was a stonewall foul as well. You know, it's basics this is for the officials to get right, and they can't get it right. And I don't know if it's just us or what, but obviously we watch us more than anybody else does. But I'd be intrigued to know what opposition fans think of the officials in this.
Bright was brought down in the box in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
He played well. He was good. He just needs to get the ball in the box quicker.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I say I don't understand the Laird thing. This Bright's all right, but he don't get the ball in the box. Laird does. You know, when he's on his game, he tear asses down that right wing and he gets the ball in the box.
Yeah.
You know, we complain that they ain't not accurate enough, but they're better than what's happening at the moment because it's zero.
I think Laird earned the shirt against Leicester because of his performance at Blackburn in the second half when he come on, and also against Oxford, he made the goal as well.
Yeah, two man a match games, wasn't it?
So we got the nod on that basis, I think. And Cochrane was only just coming back from injury, but obviously yeah.
Always remember that, you know, we ain't playing in private. You know, the whole world sees what we do, and Leicester City would have, especially as they'd had no game in midweek, but could have watched that, and they could have watched the Blackburn game live on something or whatever, and they would have said, this is the bloke that we've got to stop. We've got to keep him busy. And it's what they did. He didn't get a chance to get away hardly. No. And then he got caught. You know, that can happen. He got caught out for the goal. Again, he didn't have much support. I mean, he was the last bloke. I mean, he could have gone in and minced the guy, but he'd have been sent off then.
Yeah. I mean, it's frustrating because I think that personally, that the Leicester side was probably the weakest they've had in about 2 or 3 years, and they were there for the taking.
We could have won that game.
There's nothing special. There's nothing special about them. They just dug it out, didn't they?
Nothing special about anybody in this league. You know, we've. But having said that, we've played 2 ex-Premier League sides and we haven't beaten them. You know, we've beaten everybody else fine. And you know, you look at the fixtures to come and you think, well, we should win most of those. But it's just, you know, it's disappointing that we could have made a statement by beating one or other of the 2 Premiership droppies, couldn't we? And people that would have said, wow, these mean business. Now, we know we mean business, but, you know, it annoys me that we're now being talked of, oh, they're 10th in the table now. I sat on the train with a QPR supporter a fortnight ago after they'd beaten 7-1, and he was talking about us in glowing terms. He said, oh, yes, I think you'll be in the first 3, no trouble at all. Well, I'd bet if I had the conversation with him on Saturday, he'd have been going, well, your bubble soon bursts, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well, I think it's the old cliche. Sorry, Paul. I was going to say it's the old cliche, isn't it? It's so early in the season. I mean, look at teams like Coventry. Coventry lost 18 games last year and ended up in the top 6.
yeah.
So you can't write anything out this early.
One defeat doesn't define a season at the end of the day.
No, it's the trend that bothers me. The fact that we've signed so many players and none of them have said, "Wow, this bloke's going to take us on." Nothing. We've just. I don't think we've improved what we finished up with last year. I think if we stuck the side out that we finished with in the last 6 games, we would probably do better.
Well,
that might be,
Yeah, let's break that down, though. Let's break that down. Are we taking Kyogo over Alfie May?
No. It's at the time it seemed the obvious thing to do. Yeah, thanks, Alfie. But I kind of wish he was around now because you could have thrown him on against Port Vale.
I'd rather see him coming on than Lyndon Dykes. As much as Lyndon Dykes made me happy at Blackburn, I'd rather see Alfie May coming off the bench than Lyndon Dykes.
Exactly.
And I'm taking Damari Gray every day of the week and twice on Sunday ahead of Kieran Dowell.
He's been player of the season for us so far, Paul.
I like Asai Samuel at right back. I like the Neumann and Clara partnership. I'm just talking over the 4 games now, not just on Friday night. Over the 4 games I've watched us so far in the league, I think we've got the makings of a good defensive partnership there. And I think Tommy Doyle's shown bits and bobs of his quality, but he just hasn't really been given a run in the team yet as a starter. And obviously, I don't know whether that's affecting his confidence or not, but he can't be doing it any good, can it, if he can't get in the team regularly? Unfortunately, he was unwell, wasn't he, against Ipswich?
Yeah.
And he's not been able to get back in since. If Patrick Roberts does sign for us and it's officially announced shortly, then, good luck to him as well. Hopefully he'll be a good addition down the right for us with Dimmy down the left. And don't forget, we missed our best player Friday night as well. We are a different team going forward with Stano in there.
I think it highlighted that massively. I think we do take Stano for granted. I think his work rate and everything just helps lift everybody. I just think that he motivates people, and I think that everybody kind of looks to him. I think at one point, obviously he stayed with us for a few years, he could become captain as well, or vice captain at least, because I just think he gives that extra 10%. Especially against Blackburn, he really did pull us through that game, and I think it really showed. It's a shame that because of Tuesday we brought him on. I am shocked that he did bring him on, to be honest, because to me Leicester's always going to be a bigger game than Port Vale, but I think with Stano, he's got to play. And in the 10, and I think he helps Kyogo as well, because he will draw people as well. Kyogo can't play in a team where you're crossing the ball 6 foot in the air. That's not his style of play. You've got to try and find a way of getting that ball through. Yes, okay, he's missed a few chances. He hasn't played for Rennes for ages. So we're not going to get the Kyogo from Celtic for probably give him a week or two. Then he will, he needs confidence. Strikers need confidence. Josh came on. First thing he did, went for a throw-in, got the ball in, and I thought, brilliant cross. I wish you were on the end of it, though. And he's shown some glimpses, and I think Deutsch on Tuesday played as the 10 and Dykes as the 9. That didn't make any sense for me.
No.
I think play your players in the positions, and I think a little and large might work as well. I think if we need them at the end, have Kyogo, have Stano round him. He's going to win some balls in the air. But again, we haven't got someone who's big and stocky up front, which also is something that is a shame that we haven't got.
Yeah, I personally think Kyogo's going to come good for us. He's going to.
Yeah, I think he'll.
He's gone on a run of games without scoring, but I think he will go on a run of games when he is scoring as well. He's certainly made all the right runs. I mean, at Blackburn, I felt for him because he made the right run so many times, and he was just crying out for the right pass, and he never got it. And then Dykes came on and got the pass and got the winner, didn't he, in the end, which was brilliant. But, if you give Kyogo one of them passes as well, then he might just be off the mark in the league now as well. But saying that, though, against Oxford, he should have definitely scored, shouldn't he, when he went through one-on-one with the keeper?
Oh, really fluffed that, didn't he?
Yeah, and the header as well. The header, he should have that as well. it'll come for him if he keeps getting in there in the right positions.
The Celtic commentators, people like Sutton and whatever, they described him as a patchy. He'd go on a run where he wouldn't score for 10 games, then he'd score for the next 8 and get 12 in that. He's a bit like that. I'm just hoping that he's going to come out of this run very quickly and get on a continuous run.
Yeah.
But that's football. We knew what we were getting when we bought him, and I'm disappointed. I don't say it's a bad buy. I'm just saying I'm disappointed that he hasn't made an impact so far, which is not the same thing as he's a bad buy.
Well, maybe again, if he hadn't been robbed that goal against Ipswich, he might have done his confidence the world of good, and he would have been off and away, and probably would have had another couple more.
I think we've sold George Hall, by the way.
Port Vale. Yeah.
Craig, you're back, mate.
I am. I've done my simulcast, so it's interesting to hear some of the things that are going on with WM at the moment. And let's just say we're not the only team that aren't doing anything. There's a few others. Albion have just brought in another player from Southampton, but there's a few links being bound about, including some rumours of players turning up at Epic at the moment. So I take everything with a pinch of salt until the different things are done. But I do think it's fair to say that the move for the guy from Celtic, I think, is well and truly off. And we've just looking at TV, 50 seconds of the window. If the club are going to pull something out the bag, let's pull it out the bag soon. But I listening to what you guys were saying, the one thing that I would say around Kyogo is, firstly, he hasn't played much football, and to me, he's probably still going through what would be the equivalent of a pre-season at the moment. I think confidence is going to be a massive thing for him, and I totally agree. If that goal was given against Ipswich, then actually we'd have been seen a different type of player, and I think it's got to be. I think I said it last week. It's got to be one of those where perhaps it just comes off his backside, and it's enough to start a roll. But I still look at it from where we are at the moment. 7 points from our first few games in the league, going into the international break, and we've only lost one game. And actually, I kind of look at it and think that's not a bad return, really, for where we are. And nothing is decided now. The league isn't won now. And I've just said it on WM. The league's not won now. The league's not won in October, November or December. People get more of an idea of what's going to happen regarding the league and those that will be fighting for promotion around the Christmas period. But if we don't do anything in the window now, then the thing that I would say is the club will, without fail, do something in January. Because if we are in and around the mix of those positions fighting for a Premiership place, they're not going to hold back. And perhaps that might be what we actually need, Even though I've still got to say, I said at the beginning, I still think something is coming. So it will be interesting. The window has officially closed now. Good old Sky have just done Big Ben as they always do. But we also know that there's a lot that doesn't come out from the clubs until well after that window. Mm-hmm. And of course, people can have signed pre-contract sheets and had those submitted or deal sheets. Yeah. And things can actually continue for a while yet. So,
deals
we get anything through, we'll let you know.
Yeah, Fraser Higgins, big rumours of Jack Robinson from Sheffield United at the training ground.
That's one of the ones that was picked up as well, and apparently he was there an hour ago.
Ooh, right.
So if that is the case, then I've got to say that actually he's a decent centre half and promotion winning captain, I believe, for Sheffield as well at the time. So, yes, maybe a little bit older than some of the players that we've got, but actually, if there's experience that's needed, then type of player that perhaps we need to have coming through the door.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with older players coming in. You need it amongst your squad. You need that experience and know-how amongst the group. In years gone by, when we've got out of this division, we've had the likes of Carsley and Phillips and Stephen Carr, people like that, Lee Bowyer. You know what I mean? And they were all in the twilight years of their career.
Exactly, but do a job, and that's when you've got a young squad like we have, you've got to have that mixture of experience. We had it last year. Juki is one of the oldest players in there, but he gave that experience, and it's not always about what you do on the pitch. It's actually about what you bring in the training grounds, what you then show inside the changing rooms before the games, how you can help, giving that one little bit of information that's the golden nugget to the youngsters that are out on the field.
Yeah. Even that first time when we beat Norwich in Cardiff, we had Steve Vickers at the back and people like that in the team, Jeff Kenner.
You can't beat a bit of experience. At the end of the day, you have those people there for a purpose, and that's to be able to show and actually give something different, both in the changing room and on the pitch when they come out. They might not be the fastest player in the world, but if they can read the game, and I always remember this about Steve Bruce, when he came to the club, he had no pace whatsoever, but I have never seen a defender read a game as well as what he did.
No.
And that's what it's about. If you're thinking about it 3 steps ahead of everybody else, you can be in that position to stop it from getting through and stopping the opportunities. One other thing that's being very, very widely reported at the moment is Hibernian in advanced talks over Dykes, but also a few other Scottish teams apparently are interested in taking him as well. Their window, for reference for everybody, doesn't close until 11 o'clock this evening, so things could very much be ongoing in that area.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if he's still around, this time tomorrow.
You know what, though? He's given us a couple of memories. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
The goal against Bradford and the goal at Blackburn. But overall, to watch, he's very frustrating, isn't he?
Yeah. Not the best.
He just doesn't suit the way we play. His game isn't, it's on he's a few steps behind everybody else on the pitch, isn't he, even against Port Vale?
Yeah, I mean, like say, you shake his hand and say, well done, and, thanks for your efforts, but we're on a different level now, aren't we?
Yeah, we are, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't look great in League One either, did he, really?
He didn't nail it in League One, did he? No, he didn't. He scored a couple of worldies, though, in the Cups, didn't he?
Yeah.
But, overall, you want more than that, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, going back, we talked about Iwachu earlier, and just for a minute, I don't know what everyone else thinks and the viewers, but would anyone be tempted to drop him? Because he just hasn't looked the same player this season.
He's only had one bad game at Leicester, Mark, I think. I don't think he did too bad at...
I don't think he's had as much...
He played pretty well at Blackburn.
Who would you have in, though?
Well, yeah, there is that.
Because that's the only problem, isn't it? He's covering everything now. Like, you're looking at the squad. We've got a lot of wingers.
Yeah. I don't think we need to panic too much.
No.
It's 1 defeat in 4. Let's believe in the players we've got and see if they can bounce back against Stoke.
I look at it. It's not 1 defeat in 4. That's just in this league. And at the end of the day, if you go back over the league games over the past, 2 seasons in effect, we're well up there, and we're still unbeaten at home in the league. Yeah. We have a squad that arguably, firstly, is 3, if not 4 times better than what we had the last time we were in this division. Some people will say a lot greater than that. We have a squad that actually is capable of staying in and around where we need to be. And we have a squad that is well and truly capable of keeping us away from those horrible relegation spots. So, again, probably one for the listeners. Our owners want to push and push and push. They want us in the Premier League, which we all want to do ultimately. But actually, how would you take and what would you take from this season? Because I'm still a believer on building, and I think we've got a squad that is capable of keeping us in the division, could push on, but also we've got to be realistic. We're learning, and we need to get some results against the teams around us, which I think we can do. We're going into a run where we've played Leicester, we've played Ipswich. So 2 of the teams relegated out of the Premier League. We've only got 1 point, but actually that's still good going when you think about the situation. We've got Stoke coming up. We've got Coventry coming up. So we're playing against teams that are in that top half at the moment and doing really, really well. We've got the Albion coming up. So actually all those teams that are above us in the league, we're about to play. And I think that's where our strength may show through. Who knows how long we'll be without Stano. Totally agree on needing a plan B, because at the moment we don't seem to have one.
I would like, sorry Craig to interrupt, I'd like to see us go 4-3-3 and give that a try, just with 1 6 and 2 8s, and then you can bring Tommy Doyle in the mix then and put him next to Pake as 2 8s, because Pake can get forward as well, he can pass the ball, he's quality on the ball. So, and I think you'll find then that Pake's goals and assists will increase a bit more as well, rather than him sort of sitting back in the 6, especially at home against teams like Oxford and whoever else, that we'd like to think we can beat. If you did that, and then you can go 4-3-3, then that could work for us, as a plan B. But then obviously you've got to probably choose between Stano and Kyogo as the 9, because you've got Gray on the left and potentially Patrick Roberts on the right, or Kumas obviously as well. So yeah, that could be food for thought for him as well. But he knows what he's doing at the end of the day. I've got every faith in him coming good. In us being in the, I'm going to say in the top 8. I think we can be in the top 8 with the squad as it is, with what we've got there. The only thing we need is just for the officials to do their job properly, because you've mentioned there we picked up 1 point against the 2 relegated teams. We were the better side against Ipswich. We were robbed there completely, blatant.
Well and truly.
And Friday night, the guy who scores the second goal shouldn't even be on the bloody pitch. It's a red card. It's actually a double red card for me. He's lucky he didn't snap his ankle off.
What I don't get though, he's evolved, and perhaps there's a reason for this. Perhaps they don't do it anymore. But there used to be the retrospective reviews of situations such as what we saw on Friday night. And in the past, what we've seen is players getting yellow cards, and then actually that's been changed, and they've then got a ban with a red card, because when they've reviewed the evidence, they've gone, actually, no, they should never have been on the field.
Yeah.
The problem is, it's too late. The damage is done. And the other thing you would say about that, but Dimmy Gray his shoulder was knackered, weren't he, on Friday night. He couldn't run properly, so he could never give us the full pace that he wanted to do.
No.
I could not get over the amount of abuse that he took from Leicester fans, considering he was part of the Premiership winning squad. He may not have set the world alight, but he was still a decent player for them, and the abuse he took was just horrendous. And I think if he hadn't got that injury, he would have taken that to the next level and shown what he could do with all of the other things that are needed in that team, and he would have given us that different attacking prowess maybe. But also looking at the other things, who knows? Like I say, the window may have closed here, but across parts of, is it Asia and UAE, that sort of area at the moment, that doesn't close until next week. Now, the fact is, a player, if given a free transfer in effect, puts him in the market, which means we can actually do business going into next week. Every team in the league can, it doesn't matter where you're coming from. You can do all these different things. And perhaps there is a little gem out there. Perhaps there's something we just do not know at the moment in regards to what the club are thinking. But I still think we've got a strong enough squad as we are.
There's nothing worse than getting beat on the weekend before an international break. No. I mean, you've got 2 weeks. I mean, we got over against Port Vale. I thought, well, thank goodness we got another game. The game that matters, etc., etc. And then, of course, we're going to lose that. And it's a long time now before we play again. We play Stoke.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're playing on a wonderful start. They're now looking at 3 defeats on the trot if they lose to us. And you think they've got 2 weeks to get over that and find something a bit better to throw at us. And you go through all sorts of conspiracies, don't you? Because you've got too long to think about it. But that's what it is, and that's what we're going to deal with.
Yeah.
The other thing I like is we haven't got too many players out on international duty. So actually, Chrissy Davis has got a couple of weeks to work with those players in and around who perhaps during those 2 weeks we come up with the plan B and the plan C. You know, it's that opportunity to build on fitness. They're not going to hold back, you know, they're not going to be disappearing on holidays or anything else. They're going to be in training for those ones that are around. The work can be done on Stano to try and get him back. Because
I think from what the manager said, he'll be back. He'll be back after the break, Stano.
Yeah, it doesn't say, he said it was a short-term thing, didn't he?
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying we deserved anything at Leicester. The best side on the night probably did win the game, but it would have been interesting if the ref would have done his job properly and sent him off at 1-0. You know, what would have happened then? You know, would we have come back? The way we were playing, we didn't look like scoring, don't get me wrong, but it might have just changed our approach slightly, going down to 10 men, like they should have.
Well, they should have changed they would have had to have changed their formation, wouldn't they? Because without it failed, they'd have brought on a defensive player to cover that area.
Yeah.
And that would have, for me, would have made a difference. I mean, how the interview at the end of that, when he was asked, and he turned around, well, the ref said he knew I'd taken the ball and it wasn't dangerous. I'm thinking, what? You know, what is this guy looking at? He may have touched the ball. Makes absolutely no difference. But if that was in the Premier League, that was a straight red. That was a VAR red.
Yeah.
And I, first of all, don't want VAR. I think it's ridiculous, the fact that you can score a goal in the Premier League and you've still got to wait up to 60 seconds to find out whether it's a goal or not. So I don't want it in the Championship. But then there are times when you do question it, thinking, but put it this way, end of the season. That's the difference between getting automatically promoted or being in the playoffs and then you're losing the playoffs. And actually, then you look at it and think, Jesus, that's £100 million that's just cost us.
Yeah.
And that's the scary thing.
Yeah, I just don't know why they make such a pig's ear of it in the Premier League, because when you watch the Champions League or the Euros or the World Cup, it works perfectly. Do you know what I mean? The decisions are made relatively quickly, a lot quicker than in the Premier League. And they don't make so many mistakes with it. I mean, it's plain to see, isn't it? You know, and they're saying it's all this clear and obvious stuff, but what's happened to that? Do you know what I mean? They're kind of like stopping it for every corner now, aren't they? And looking at checking stuff for everything.
Well, the Chelsea game and the Fulham game, they apologised. Well, Fulham were winning. He could have changed that whole game. And he's got to sometimes, and I think the referees are relying on it too much. So then, when they then drop down to the Championship, they haven't got that. Yeah,
but I do. We had it though at times when I see that challenge on, you know, Kyogo on Friday night, and you think back to the one on Iwata at Huddersfield last season, and you think back to the season before the goal at Hull when the ball went about a foot over the byline, you know, out for a goal kick, and he pulls it back for a laugh and they score. Our players have stopped bloody playing. It was that far out and that obvious, and the ref don't even give a goal kick. He gives a goal. So
this business about the time. I mean, in the Old Firm yesterday, Rangers scored what looked like a perfectly good goal, and as soon as they showed it, like the ball's hit the back of the net, and they're showing the replay, you go, oh shit, that's off. You know, it was only half a body's width, but you saw.
Yeah.
You know, I could have gone out and made a cup of tea then, because it took 6 minutes before they decided it wasn't a goal. Well, you know, anybody who's ever seen a football match before will go, that's off. That's off.
Yeah.
You know, let's stop messing around, put the ball down, take the free kick, let's get on with it. And it took 6 minutes. Now, the annoying thing was, he only had it done 4.
We got any good questions or comments coming in, Chris, on the shout boxes?
Tons. Has Dyke's gone? If Dyke goes, we'll be very short up front. Potentially a great manager, and if he needs to. There's a lot of people talking about Davies as well, as to is he the right man for the job, which is a bit bit silly, isn't it? Really,
Bit premature, isn't it?
just a bit, yeah.
So he's not.
Some people are saying that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He is still learning, though, isn't
Exactly,
he? I mean,
yeah.
this is his first managerial job. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to learn. He has never been in the Championship before. And we've lost one game.
Yeah.
So I'd like 2 new recruits in the coaching staff. I'd like a set-piece coach, like Arsenal have got. And I'd like a striker coach like we had with James Beattie when he was on. I keep saying this, but, them 2 things that would make a big difference with our goals for, in my opinion. I think we'd, set-piece coach, that could make a big difference. Because we don't score that many, do we, off set pieces?
No.
And then also a striker coach, to work with the strikers on a one-to-one and the wingers on a one-to-one basis, and also as a collective to show them where the goal is basically. Like, look at James Beattie when he came in with Shea Adams. Shea Adams had only scored 7 goals in a season before he worked with James Beattie, and then he went and got 22?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, let's remind people as well. I mean, it's his first proper managerial job. This is the first time he's been as a number one. So he's going to drop some clangers, right? But so do the vast majority of managers out there at some point in time.
Yeah.
Let's also go back. All right, let's go back 3, 4, 5 seasons. So we're talking about here a transfer window where some people, and looking at the comments, right, there are people disappointed we've not brought people in today. Yeah. And let's go back and let's think about the times when we were sitting there under BHSL going, oh, God, yeah, we're not going to do anything in the window now. Or then all of a sudden we come up with a free transfer that nobody's bloody heard of that's taking us and rinsing us for a lot of money and never plays a game. Let's also look at the fact that we've got money being spent, and we may not have spent millions of pounds. But actually, what I think would be interesting at the end of this is to see the figures, to find out, are we actually at net zero? Because I don't think we're far off when you think about the extra money that came in from Joe Bellingham, the sale of Ramel Donovan, the other sales that have happened. I bet if you then put that into what we've brought into the club, we're looking at a net zero as far as spend is concerned. What we are also doing now, though, is spending on salaries, which we've not been able to do before. And that all comes back to the revenue that they're pulling in from the club. So I don't get it. I know you can never please everybody, but I just don't get it. We whinge when we don't do anything in the transfer market. We whinge when we do stuff. We whinge when we're sitting there on 7 points in the league. That we've played 2 relegated Premiership teams. So I tell you what, I'll give anything to be where we are now. And if we'd have gone back 2 seasons ago, would we all have complained at this point in time? No, never in a million years.
I also think that obviously last season when we signed Jay and we had that video, I think the excitement of that, everybody's waiting for that moment again.
Yeah.
Which I think is going to, for example, just been reading transfer talks, obviously it's going across. Like Frankfurt have gone for that Osula for 28.5 million. And we were like, yeah, we could get him on loan. There's so many rumours that go round. Yeah, literally. And apparently they're interested down the road. But Osula, go to Frankfurt, they're better. But you watch all these players and we are linked with so many people now.
Well, like Claire, I remember staying up till 11 to find out that we signed Cole Lafferty and Greg Holford.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if you think about it, we've done all our business early before pre-season so that they're up to speed. Yes, we'll have some in today. Yes, there might not be this amazing transfer, but who knows that what could come around the corner, because at the moment there's been so many movements that I think some teams are going, and if you've seen, a lot of the transfer window has been money up front with add-ons, or loans, with you have to then buy them. So actually, I think in January might be the time where we actually see something bigger as such, even though we have spent some money. And because you also have, is it the Euros this year? Or the World Cup?
Well,
you're going to start the rumour mill now, because it's just been reported that Newcastle striker William Osula's loan to Eintracht Frankfurt has fallen through.
Or is it?
There you go, look, it's coming on the video.
Do you know what I mean? But we're supposed to be wanting these players to come down to the Championship. If we're in the Premier League, okay, but the amounts of money that people are talking about now, like 20 million seems to be the normal amount, doesn't it? With obligation to buy, like added on clauses and all this, and we actually have to be quite, savvy with the money. I'd rather, be afloat than be in loads of debt and FFP and all this.
I think in today's game, we lose. Your team, and it's not just us; it's all clubs. Your team loses one game, and everyone just goes into a meltdown, don't they?
At least we've scored this season.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
Scored one more, we'd have been in the top 6. But anyway, let's not go there anymore.
We're only one win off third, aren't we? At the moment,
Something like that, yeah.
The first 10 games will tell us where we are.
Yeah.
And after the first 4, we're doing all right.
we're doing all right. Yeah, it's not all.
There's only one team that has dropped any points. Hasn't dropped any points. So we are. I'm trying to cheer myself up here. I mean, there's five teams on 7 points, and we're at the bottom because we haven't scored enough goals. But we get 3 points from the next
goal
game.
difference.
Pardon?
We've got a 0 goal difference. We are,
which is the worst of the 7 pointers.
Yeah.
But I mean, somebody's put a great breakdown here on one of the overall chats. Actually, summary table of the ingoings and outgoings from our club in this transfer window. So if we look at the ins, first of all, you've got loans with Beadle, Tommy Doyle, cash in, Lewis Kumas. Maybe more to come because there still can be announcements up until 9 o'clock. Then we look at the outgoings. So Brandon Keeler, we had money for Brandon Keeler.
Yeah.
Yokoyama obviously went money for him. Emmanuel Longello, I never ever thought I would see Emmanuel Longello as the top goal scorer in the Scottish division, but that shows how poor Scottish division is.
No comment.
Money for him. Alfie May, money for him. Christian Bielik, money for him. George Hall, money for him. Right? So we've had all that in. Then we take into account the add-on with Borussia Dortmund for Job. Then what's gone today? George Hall has gone out. At the moment, that's the only one that's announced.
I think that's a good time. Sorry, Craig. That's a good time for us to say as well all the best to him and thanks for his service. He has done bits for us. It's just a shame that he was so injury prone because when he first came in the team under John Eustace, if I remember, he scored at Sunderland and at home to Norwich that season, and he was looking like a really good prospect, wasn't he?
Yeah, got a young player season, doesn't he?
Exactly. Yeah. And I think, do you know what? If he has a run and he's injury free, he'll do well, and hopefully the club have got a little bit of a sell on clause because you never know with these types of players, do you? But then we go to the incomings across the club. Dimmy Gray, free transfer.
Yeah.
Ryder Samuel, I believe I can't remember whether that was a small fee or whether that was also a free transfer.
I think it was a couple of million, wasn't it? I think
1.7, wasn't it?
1.7. Furuhashi has come in. Obviously, cost us some money. Fujimoto as well, incoming.
We haven't even seen him yet, have we? We haven't even seen him play yet.
We haven't seen him play yet, no. Well, he came.
Played 1.5.
I've already forgot about Port Vale. That's just been erased from my memory.
But Fujimoto and Dux. Now Dux came in. Dux was injured, so he's got to get back up to speed, and we've got to see him in his natural position because at the moment, I was hating seeing him out wide because a big guy. You want him in the centre of the box of the ball to be whipped in. I think that will come over time. But the one thing with that guy is he's got an engine, so he'll continue to run and run and run. But he's not the fastest in the world, so perhaps we'll see. But God, that window is wicked. Really, that's a brilliant window.
Yeah. No, what we've got there for what we spent, when you look at it that way, is not that bad. Obviously, there's a lot of the players that we don't know a lot about. But I look forward to seeing what they can bring to us. Especially Dooch as well. He comes with a really good reputation.
He does.
Yeah, could fit the bill. Could fit the bill, couldn't he?
One of the reputations he comes with, Paul, is his ability with free kicks. And of the 10 goals he got last year, there were 6 or 7 that were free kicks. And when he come on the pitch on Friday, we had a free kick. And we're thinking, I'm thinking to myself, well, all the free kicks we've taken so far have been crap. Give him the bloody ball. And he just, it didn't happen. You're thinking, come on, we brought a bloke on. We need something different. Give him the chance. And okay, if it had missed by a mile, it wouldn't have been any better or worse than what happened, because we just got the ball straight at the wall.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, we've done that 3 times now.
Yeah. I think it's just a week to forget Port Vale and Leicester. I've moved on already now. Let's just move on now. I'm looking forward to Stoke. Let's take one game at a time.
Yeah.
And, let's not get too low with the lows and too high with the highs, We might just have to have a season of, mid-table, sort of between 10th and, say 7th, just for 1 or 2 seasons maybe, and then we can kick on after that. But who knows?
Let's also not forget, Ipswich didn't start the season brilliantly.
No.
But what they did was they got the window out the way, they got a settled team, and then they pushed on. Now, I'm far from saying we're going to do it, but if they can, why can't we?
Yeah, Craig, go back 12 months, Craig. We didn't start the season brilliantly, and we ended up world record. No. I know it's in League One, but we didn't look convincing at the very beginning, did we, in the first sort of half a dozen games?
No.
There was 1-0s, there was 1-1s, we weren't losing, but we weren't really winning convincingly either when we was expected to.
The team's got to gel. You can't just throw a team together and expect them to do anything. And we're moaning that we've got 7, and we're moaning that we haven't been able to bring in any more. Again, it could have been literally, if we had had till 11, we might have been able to do something. But it's like a domino effect, isn't it? Transfer deadline day. So if one person leaves, another person can go, then another person, then another person. Yeah. Now, for example, if we were after anyone from Crystal Palace, for example, and Eze's gone, they might not let anyone else go because they need a squad.
Yeah.
Or if we're after, anyone, I don't know, from another team, but they can't bring their player. Like Celtic, the Celtic thing is perfect. Actually, they haven't been able to get their £5 million player, so we can't have their player because actually they need him for the squad.
Yeah.
So, I think we've just got to be realistic. We are, we have come up from League One. Yes, we've got money, but we can't go past financial fair play because we know what the leagues are like. We will be the ones with the point deduction.
What I'm sick and tired of hearing is people going, but Wrexham have done this and Wrexham have done that. Right, so Wrexham have spent a lot of money. They've spent a lot of money. However,
they're still below us.
Not just that now, but they.
Yeah, I'm not worried about what other people spend. To be honest, I'm worried what really gets me is that we've paid money for people, or we're paying them good wages, and you look at them and you think, well, they're not better than what we've got, and they ain't really good enough to get in the side. And you've then got dead money. You've got dead money sitting there, haven't you? You got a bloke sitting on the bench doing nothing, and we've paid money for it.
Category out.
Fun?
Who would you put in that category at the moment, based on those names that I've just read out
of
the incomings? Who would you say is not as good as what we've got? Because
all the ones that played against Port Vale. I'm talking on that performance. I'm not saying they ain't going to be better, but on that performance, they were poor. All the new guys were poor, and they weren't much better on Wednesday, Friday night. The centre half, what's his name? The Irish lad.
Cashin.
Do we think he's going to take either of our centre halves' places at any stage on merit? He might come in as a stopgap. But he doesn't look as if he's, we might as well have kept Davies, as our third centre half. We might as well have kept Sanderson, because at the moment he's shown nothing to me that he's better.
I've got to come back.
The only good one is the right back, and I honestly think we wouldn't actually need him. The 2 fullbacks that we had were as good, if not better than him. But he's obviously a player of quality, and he's got a place, and he's taken the place of one of our better players. So you've got to take your hat off to that.
Yeah.
But I'm asking myself, could we have spent our money on something else and had led and
We haven't spent the money there.
fun?
So,
We haven't actually. Go on, Paul.
Cashin had a really good game against Sheffield United.
United.
And when he come on at Blackburn as well, he did a job against Blackburn as well when he came on, as a to sort of like, because at the time he came on, we were under the cosh a little bit. At one, we got back. We was 1-0 down, weren't we? And then we got it back to 1-1, and then he came on. I thought we were just going to hold on for the 1-1, but then we obviously go and win it on the counter attack. But he did bits there, to be fair. But
you've got to adapt the style of play.
yeah,
You can't just throw them in and go on then. Yeah, Newman, he's adapted quite well, but he's come from a different league. If they haven't played for a while, they're going to need to get up to speed again. We've lost one game. It's like the world's going to end.
Yeah.
We haven't signed somebody massive on deadline day again. I know the Premier League, you've got up until 1 p.m. to sort it out today. I don't know what that is for our league. We could end up with 2 more players. We could end up with 2 more going out. We just haven't heard about it yet because they're sorting it all. We've lost one game, and we've lost one game in the league and 1 game in the cup. We haven't gone past the cup second round. I thought I read that it's for about 10 years, isn't it, or something?
yeah.
So what? We've had 2 defeats.
Yeah. Hasn't that an
This was
expectation?
where we were going to pass because we got 2 easy draws and then fell over at the second hurdle.
One thing I like, sorry, Craig. One thing I really like was Davies after the Port Vale game. I think it was when he said, "I hate losing."
Yeah.
And we all hate losing. Nobody likes losing. So, but to hear the manager say that was quite good.
We are going to lose some games. We're not in League One anymore. We brought people in League One ready for the Championship. So we're adding to that now. Yes, do we need more quality? Probably do. Will we get it in January? If we're up there, 100%, I can imagine us spending some money, especially on a striker or someone like that.
Yeah.
But we've just got to relax a little bit. Like, everyone's just gone into absolute turmoil.
I think the expectation.
Yeah, that's what it is. Expectations. We had such a good season last season. People,
They've basically come in, these owners, and they're taking us to the sky, aren't they, with everything they're doing? And everyone's on cloud 9 with it all. And when you have a defeat and a slight setback, it affects people more than it probably should, including me. It's I'm not happy at all when we lose at home to Port Vale. Yeah. And I can't stand Leicester anyway on a good day, never mind a bad day. So I couldn't stand that on Friday night. I hated every second of it.
We wouldn't have a programme if it wasn't for this.
I've been waiting a whole year for us to moan. And finally, we've gone back to the moaning. But I just think that, should we be in Port Vale? 100% yes, should have done that. Birmingham City should be beating teams like that. Did I want to beat Leicester? 100%. Do I think we should have played better, had a few more shots? Yes, but that will come. Davies hates losing. We all hate losing. I'm expecting a massive game against Stoke, and I would expect a performance against Stoke, and I think we will go for it there.
Are we all still confident we'll be thereabouts at the end of the season now?
I think we can be top 6. If we get a little bit of luck and the referees and officials do their jobs properly. I'm going to add it again because it is like playing against 12 men, isn't it? Sometimes, a lot of the time, it's because we just do not get the rub of the green. We do not get the decisions in our favour when we should. We should definitely be 2 points better off after that Ipswich game.
There's still
We'll win more than we'll lose. We will win more games than we will lose this season, and. That Port Vale, for me, did what we would have done as a Birmingham City side coming up against a Birmingham City a few years ago. They put themselves in the position where they've made it hard to break down the team, to make opportunities, and when they got their opportunities, and arguably after about 25 minutes were on top of us in that first half, they deserved what they got. And at the end of it, they deserved to win the game. We didn't deserve anything.
No.
Now, I just believe that those players that are fringe missed an opportunity. They missed an opportunity to say, Gaffer, you've got to pick me. And now what they've got to do is work not twice as hard, but 3 times as hard to prove that they can deserve a starting spot. That starts now in this window where if they're not out on international duty, they've got to be on the training pitch and they've got to be sweating their backsides off to go, when it comes to Stoke, you're picking me. And if you're not picking me, you've got to give me a damn good excuse for not picking me. And that's the way those players should be set up. And I firmly believe that mentality-wise, that's what Davies brings to the squad. He said it. He hates losing. When I listened to his interview on Friday, there were areas that I thought, yeah, I kind of agree with what you're saying. Then there were other parts where I disagree. What I will say is, we were on top of Leicester and they did absolutely nothing after scoring their first goal.
Well, I remember also picking the ball out of the net twice, really.
Yeah.
He didn't really have any meaningful save to make, did he? Or
No, he didn't. No,
The Leicester fans...
but neither did theirs.
Still team off.
Say that again, sorry.
At half-time, the Leicester fans were still upset.
Yeah.
They were still, there was still elements of... I thought I still heard booing at half-time because it was only 1-0 and they'd only had the one chance.
Yeah.
That one chance was a mistake, by the way.
Yeah.
You should, as a defender, you never let that ball bounce. You always go after it. However, I won't turn around and go, Laird was at fault because he's been phenomenal for his past couple of games. And actually, he could have come forward to that ball. And the way it spun back up off the pitch, it could quite easily have gone over his head. So I get the reason why there was that apprehension. But I have got to say, this is like, well, the meltdown is just uncalled for. We're going to lose. Now it's time to come back in a couple of weeks' time and go, now we're going to prove what we're worth. Now we're going to go out and we're going to crack on.
Just need to be clinical.
Yeah.
Make chances and be clinical. That's all. Do you know what I mean? Like, get a performance out of them, be clinical, have a go, have a shot. You never know if it's going to go in off somebody, might go off their knee, their backside, anywhere. Just have a go at goal, make it that we're up, test the goalkeeper. I think that's the only thing that's lacking is the testing of the goalkeeper and having a go.
I think sorry, Mark, go on.
No, I was just going to say the amount of players that we know can strike a ball. It's crazy that we don't shoot more often.
Yeah, no, definitely.
The amount of players on that pitch who can strike a ball.
I think for me, the one thing that really has sort of shone out to me last Tuesday showed me how defensively frail we are without Clara there, and Neumann wasn't the same. And Neumann wasn't the same without Clara there. And then Friday night showed me how important it is for us going forward to have Stansfield there as well. Yeah. We're just not the same team without Stansfield in the team or Clara in the team. So yeah, but we move on.
On a different front, no games this weekend apart from international. But I'm saying that, but it's not the case because the Birmingham City ladies kick off their season against Bristol City at St Andrews on Sunday, 2:00. And I'll reiterate what I said in the last show. We want as many people there as possible. Amy and Hope are building a phenomenal squad. Losing 16 players, or I should say, letting 16 players leave at the end of last season, and they have gone back into rebuild mode. And we are actually building a squad of eager, just on the fringe players that are now beginning to show. And just across the past week, 2 signings. I mean, firstly, the very first, I think, is it pronounced Haitian player?
Haitian,
yeah. Haitian.
in Bachiba Louis. So welcome, striker, 27-year-old signing from French side, Fleury 91. So that was the first signing. But then for me, this shows where this club is going because we have picked up arguably one of the most talented youngsters from the French league in Ocean Hurt. So she is on the fringe of breaking into the full French squad, a great player, and joining again
permanent move, giving that opportunity. She's on a 3-year deal and previously, was turning out for Paris Saint-Germain. So the levels of players that we are bringing into this club is absolutely superb. And on Sunday, they kicked that ball in anger for the first time. But also this season, there is no, kind of thought of anything but promotion. And so we want the people there to back them. The 6-game opportunity is still there. £40 for an adult, £20 for a kid. It's a family event. It's time to get there and where you can support the ladies. And whilst I appreciate sometimes there's men's game and then the following day you've got a ladies game, this time there isn't. So we want to see as many people there as possible. And I believe Ethan Laird is also there on Sunday as well, supporting the ladies, and has been very vocal in the advertising of the game. So please, if you can get there, let's get behind the ladies and really push them on this season for not 1, but 2 promotion spots out of this league. So let's really, really go for it. Also, if you haven't had a chance, our very own Stephen Gill has done a fantastic season review of the WSL2, where he's covered all of the teams, their pros, their cons. It's a really good read. So if you get a chance, go onto our website and look it up. It's also be across Facebook and Twitter to give the breakdown of what to expect across this season. But please, if you can, get there, support the ladies. Come, I'll be there. Come and have a chat and everything else, and we'll see how we can get on.
Yeah, I'd like to just shout out a close friend of mine of over 40 years, Craig Beddoes. He's been pretty unwell the last few weeks, and I just want to send him a speedy recovery and look forward to seeing you soon, Craig. So one of my old school pals and watches every week avidly as well. So shout out to Craig Beddoes and speedy recovery, Craig. Looking forward to seeing you soon, mate, for a pint. Any other shout outs?
Can I have a quick shout out to the 2,000 or so people listening on X was Twitter. Thank you very much.
Good to everyone on X was Twitter. It's quite a new thing, that is, isn't it, on there, Chris, for us? And there's quite a few viewers on there, I believe, isn't there?
Yeah, they seem to like us on Twitter.
Can I give a shout out? Can I give a shout out to my old dinner ladies who are watching? Because they said I wouldn't amount to anything, but here I am.
Yeah, they were right.
They were absolutely right.
Yeah, they were. I mean, you've gone so far from being served up dinners to now serving dinners when you come out yourself. So, Mark, you've done fantastic.
I think that's slop, isn't it?
Just a mention of Bud Brocken passing away.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just remember as well, the free market is still out there. Yeah, and there are some really good deals to be had, so you never know.
Go on, Al. What was you going to say, Al?
Bud Brocken passing away. I don't know whether anybody ever remembers him. He played. We signed 2 Dutch players. Jim Smith signed 2 Dutch players. Centre forward, whose name escapes me for the moment. Bud Brocken was a winger, and they were going to. But Bud Brocken really was a bit timid. He was a good ball player, but for English conditions, he didn't do a great deal. And Ron Saunders, when he became manager, outed him. He just wasn't a Ron Saunders type of player. But he was big news at the time when we signed these 2 Dutch players. The centre forward did okay, but Ron Saunders got rid of him as well. Pardon? Was it
Van Mierlo? Was it?
And Tony Van Mierlo, yes. Well done, mate. Yeah, 3 points.
It's mid-70s with Jim Smith in charge.
Jim Smith, yeah. It was Jim Smith's last season. They outed him for Ron Saunders about halfway through the season.
Yeah.
And then Ron Saunders got rid of. I mean, he not only got rid of Bud Brocken and Tony Van Mierlo, he got rid of all the big stars, the Worthingtons, the Gemmels, because we just couldn't afford them. We were going to go out of business, and he signed people like David Seaman. Wasn't a bad signing for about 18,000. And a lot of. Robert Hopkins he got from the Villa, and Noel
Blake.
Blake.
Yeah. He kept us up. And then we went down the following year. And then he brought us back. And then I'm trying to think what happened to him then. He left. Yeah, we couldn't. Ken Weldon got rid of him because we couldn't afford him.
Yeah.
That was when we were really in trouble.
Someone's just put, so Steve Kimberly's just said, yes, Robinson and Roberts. Is that official now? Have they officially signed for us?
Nothing out official yet.
Nothing official, no.
Okay. No teaser videos from the admin or anything? No, nothing yet?
No.
Absolutely no.
Okay, hopefully that's imminent then. And you're quite right what you just said, Claire. There is some good deals to be had in the free market as well. I mean, Patrick Bamford springs to mind straight away as soon as you said it.
Oxlade Chamberlain.
Oxlade Chamberlain's
Just
another one.
remember, this time 2 years ago, we had signed Oliver Burke on loan. So,
And 12 months ago, we
something
signed
about-
Jay Stansfield to the day.
Yeah, exactly. We've moved on.
I'm waiting for Craig Cameron to spin round and have two players next to him.
Have a guess who we signed this day on the 1st of September 1995?
1995. Oh, I'm going to go for blimey. So it's a 95-96 season. That was Barry Fry's last season.
Massive
That was
favourite.
with the Vicar collar shirt.
Massive favourite.
Wasn't Devlin, was it?
No, but you're in the right ballpark. His mate.
Was it Brucey?
Or did we re-sign Petch?
No.
No, we signed him back in the late, the end of the late because the transfer window ended in March. Then didn't it?
I don't know who that is. Chris 95.
It was the one and only Magic Johnson.
Oh, John.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
And we won
225,000,
5-0 on the Saturday at Barnsley.
Anybody
What a
know
great side. What a great player.
Does anybody know how many goals he scored?
It's got to be double figures, you know. I reckon it's double figures because he'd been here a long time. He was there a long time, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It was double figures.
I reckon about 12.
Yeah, I was
17.
17. Wow.
How funny, how ironic is that? Because that was his number as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Hang on, I've got the noise there as well. Hang on.
Yeah, Chris, should we move on to the who and the
We certainly will.
Barnets?
We'll have the who first.
Might have run over talking about Port Vale and Leicester, I think.
Okay.
The show talking about two games there.
Okay, let's get through this first then. Here we go. Who is this player?
On Saturday, everything seemed to have clicked. You know, we had been working on possession all the way through the week, and they had a long.
Are we letting the viewers have a chance?
Yeah. Do you think you know then?
I ain't got a clue.
Oh, okay.
but if anyone else knows, just keep it to yourself for a sec.
Yeah, it's a former player. Oh, here we go. We'll have it again.
On Saturday, everything seemed to have clicked. You know, we had been working on possession all the way through the week, and they had long periods of good possession during the game.
I think I got an idea. Oh, Jason User just said Steve Claridge has been named the Weymouth manager.
Again.
I thought I was going to say, I thought he already was.
He was anyway, wasn't he?
I didn't know he left. Wow. So nobody knows that. No, it's not Claridge. Yep. No one's got it. Yeah. Ooh.
Yes, no. Nobody got a clue.
No one's got a. Somebody else has said Claridge. No.
Is it Ian Atkins?
It is not Ian Atkins. No.
He's a problem. That's a Scouser.
Was that a Scouser?
I think so.
Here we go.
Very posh one.
Yeah, you just have to look at last season.
Oh, not that one.
On Saturday, everything seemed to have clicked. You know, we had been working on possession all the way through the week, and they had long periods of good possession.
Oh, there was a twinge of.
There's definitely a twinge of Scouse in there.
Yeah, northwesterly. Yeah.
Someone who's coached as well as. Oh, right, Mark Gay's moved to Liverpool. He's off.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, I've just seen it on X. Apparently, that Fabrizio has said because they couldn't get someone else in.
I feel for him.
But that again, well, that's player power. So of old, it was all agents, wasn't it, that pushed for moves and doing the different stuff. Now it's player power. Because if a player says, I'm doing it, Isak being a great example, you said I was going to move. Oh, okay, prove it. Is it in writing? If it's in writing, the club don't have a leg to stand on. I don't believe anything was ever in writing. So what did he do? Takes himself over to Spain, goes and trains with his old team, doesn't bother telling his own club. So he forced the move. The Gay one, again, I think was player forcing a move. And I'm kind of glad in a way.
The way he played last night and everything else, I generally don't think it was. I would disagree with you, Craig. There, I think he's been exemplary. Him and Eze, well done, top professionals.
I feel for him though, because if he'd have got that move to Liverpool and cemented that place next to Van Dijk, he probably would have been better for England as well going into the World Cup. But you know, I'm sure he can still do it playing for Crystal Palace as well, though, because they're a good team.
Hey, I was just about to say that, Paul. Palace look amazing at the minute.
Yeah, that Adam Wharton's some player, isn't he? What a player he is.
Yeah.
But anyway, we digress.
Yeah,
so nobody knows who that is. Chris, I don't think.
Am I going to take this as a win? Probably the first win
Can
of
I
the season.
have one guess?
You can have as many guesses as you like, go on then.
Joe Gallagher.
Miles off.
No. No, that wasn't my guess. That was just on the reading out a comment.
Is it somebody coached at Blues as well as played?
Not coached at Blues, but
he has
coached. Yeah, I think he's still a coach. Yeah.
What show? Has he been on the show?
No, he's not been on the show. No.
Not been on the show.
No.
When did he play? What?
We're talking 90s.
Played in the 90s.
Yeah. Was it 90s? Was it just early?
Barry Horn?
200? No.
It's not Barry Horn, is it?
No.
Did Nigel Gleghorn?
No.
No, he's a proper Teessider, isn't it? Geordie, isn't he?
He's somebody that Paul quite likes.
Is it?
Yeah, I think you've said in the past, he was a good player, he was.
That could be anybody.
Yeah, yeah, it's true, yeah.
Played in the 90s, and I said he was a good player.
Yeah.
It's Marston?
Not Jonathan Hunt.
No. You're in the sort of right ballpark player.
Am I? Around that time?
Simon Charlton era, innit, I think.
Simon Charlton.
Era.
Chris Marsden.
No.
I'll say Marsden.
It's not Brian Hughes, is it?
No.
No.
It's not scouse enough to be anybody like,
no. Don Kavanagh, good shout from Don Kavanagh, Mike Newell, but I didn't say he was a good player. Not for us.
No.
No, I think it's done us.
You think what?
I think it's done us.
I think we're done, yeah. I ain't got a clue.
Oh, I'm going to be... hang on, man. I'm just going to try and give you another clue if I can, but...
Well, you can't help us, can you?
No. Yeah, so it
was... Can't help ourselves.
It was late 80s, very early 90s. And then he went on to Stoke.
You played
Nigel Gleghorn.
No, we said that one.
No, it's not.
Sorry.
Overson.
Well done.
At last.
I'm still taking that as a win because I had to give you so many clues.
Yeah. You can have
did he not wear this shirt as well? I think Overson would have worn this shirt.
Oh, he would have, yeah.
Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, he did, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't he play? He played in the Leyland Daft, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. Captain, yeah.
Yes, he did,
Oh, no, sorry, yeah.
Yes, he was.
Captain, right.
And then the Barnets.
Yeah, I'm going to get those up in a couple of minutes because I had it ready. Okay, then. They don't play for Barnet, but here's the Barnets. Right, I've got to remember who they are now. Hang on. Oh, yes, I know. I remember. Have you got it yet?
No.
Can't see it.
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, can you put them up if they come up on your phone?
I'm waiting.
Come on, you've only got a couple of minutes.
Oh, these are tough.
I know.
Is that Alexander Isak on the right? He didn't play for us.
No.
DJ Campbell, number 2.
No. No, Fraser. No, it's not that.
Can I have a look at that again, Claire?
Let me have a look.
I've got it on. I've left it on.
Oh, have you? Okay.
Open your eyes, Rove.
No, it's not David Dunn on YouTube. No.
Daniel Johnson, number 1.
No.
Stephen Kelly, number 1, right back.
No. God. I'm only going to give it another minute because we ain't going to get everything in. We need.
Second one.
We're gonna run out of time for the blue room, aren't we? We'll have to do it next week.
Yeah.
Not
okay,
Michael Johnson, number 2.
No.
And can I have a consonant? Oh, sorry, wrong game.
Andy Cole, no. Benno and Donovan, no. Noel Gallagher, no. No. Andy Cole, no. Pearl Furlong, no.
Is the first one Lee Bradbury?
No.
Ah.
No.
Scott Sinclair, number 2. We had him on loan, winger.
No.
Yeah.
Nor Bruno and Gotti, no.
Are these 2 well-known players? Do they play a lot of games for us?
A fair few, yeah.
Oh, Ravel Morrison.
No. Nor Marcus Panter, no.
These are hard tonight, aren't they? Jeez.
I feel I've been giving you easy ones. I'm always giving you easy ones.
I was going to say, yeah, it's no fun if they're too easy.
No.
Have you got the picture after?
No.
Oh.
I've run out of time. You have to take my word for it.
I was sitting there looking forward to that.
Tell me when you've given up. I think they've given up on Facebook.
I ain't got a clue.
I ain't got a clue. Okay. Number 1 is the clues, but I'm taking this as a win. His dad was a manager at Blues.
Alex Bruce.
Yeah.
I never would have got that.
No.
No, I thought he was black.
No, that's number 1.
Oh, Steve Bruce. Oh, dear.
No, it's Claire's phone. He looked like a black man's head anyway.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Okay.
Number 2 is...
Number 2 is?
Number 1's Alex Bruce.
Yeah. Number 1 is Alex Bruce.
But I thought that bloke, number 1 was black as well.
No, I think the white face gave it away.
Who's number 2 then?
I can't hold on.
I'll give you his initials.
Go on.
J. G.
It's not Jerry
Julian
Gill.
Gray. Julian Gray.
Julian Gray. Well done, that man.
I only thought of Jerry Gill then. It couldn't be him.
And there you go. That was 2 hard ones. Two hard ones.
Well done there, Chris. You made that bloody hard this week.
Yeah.
They're going to get harder.
You really well.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Don't patronise me.
So we got no predictions. Mind you, we're not having a show next week, are we?
No, because it's
International.
International. Yeah. So
So let's get our predictions for Stoke away now. Then I think we'll bounce back and we'll go there and win 2-1. Claire,
I would take 2-1.
Craig,
I'll take a 2-1 actually. No, do you know what? I'll go 3-1. I think we can get all proper bounce back.
Ro,
I'm going to say 1-0. I think we've got a decent record there. So, yeah, 1-0.
Alan,
I'd say 1-0 as well because we don't score enough goals. The only chance we got of winning is keeping a clean sheet. Ooh.
Chris.
I'll go for a tight 1-0 win.
Yeah, we will concede goals in this division. You know, we're coming up against quality players, ain't you?
Yeah.
We will score goals as well because we've got quality players. I'm not going to get too down about one defeat in the league. You know, and Leicester's one of the toughest places to go in this whole league as well, isn't it? So they'll definitely be there or thereabouts at the end if they don't get a points deduction, that is.
Yeah.
So, anyway, we've talked enough about Leicester, haven't we, in Port Vale?
Who?
Right then, is that it?
That's it. Here comes the music.
Okay, so we've been the Tilton Talk Show. It's good night from me, and it's good night from Mr. Fixer Craig Courtney.
It's a good night from me, and just some breaking news. We have signed nobody at this present moment, but just keep an eye on all of the message boards. I saw Robe getting excited, thinking more merchandise there. So, but actually, on the positive side, Chris, do we announce now that we've actually palmed him off on loan?
Yes, he is officially on loan to anybody that will have him.
Anybody that will take him, you can have him, and you can have him for absolutely Well, you can just have him.
Package
but
for
on that
cakes.
front, I'm going to hand over to the one and only Claire Wilden.
Well, it's good night from me. Enjoy your week off. Come on, England in the international break. And it's a good night from the man on the buttons, Chris Brown.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm on early.
I didn't want to leave it till last this week.
Yeah, thanks for listening, and I'll pass it over to the chairman.
I put my hearing aids in. I can hear you now. Oh, good night to everybody. God bless you all.
Bruce. It's Alex Bruce.
The half-cast Alex Bruce. And I'll pass you over to the leader of the pack, Mr. Hipkiss.
Oh, back to me. Okay. Keep right on, everyone. Have a good week, and we'll speak to you all a week on Monday, 2 weeks tonight.
And it's a good night from Robe as well.
We are getting rid of him, but let's let him sign off for a last time.
You said that though. Good night from Robe. No.
I can't believe it's 8 o'clock, to be honest.
It's not 10 past. Get on with it.
Right, good night from me. It looks like things change quickly in this podcast game, so it looks like I'm off. I'll see you soon.
It's been lovely knowing you, but we'd be lying.
No, I'm not. I'm seeing my contract out, to be fair. So yeah, bit of rebellion. I'm staying.
We've revoked your contract, like your season ticket.
I'll refer to my agent. I ain't going anywhere, you know.
You know, when you sign that contract, I did cross the X out.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. You've been listening to your Tilton Talk Show.
Mark Meredith will be happy we've no longer got Robe.
Okay. Ooh, hang on, I better stop all this, haven't I? Good night, everybody. And we're off.
Is that all right, yeah?
Yeah.
That wasn't too bad.
That was fun.
That flew by, that did.
Didn't
I
it?
noticed a couple of people moaning, I think, saying that I think we've covered Port Vale and Leicester. I think we probably thought we spoke a bit too long about them two games, but we went on a bit longer, obviously, because you disappeared, Craig, and come back. So I wanted to get your thoughts as well.
Well, I don't know what else we could have
You
talked about.
overdid it. I think we needed to analyse it, and nothing was if there was a break in transfer.
Yeah.
What else